Hi there, I've got a slight problem with my long extension chainsaw, which I find fantastic for lopping branches and just doing general cleanup around the farm. But I have got one particular problem with it, and it relates to the business end. Whoops, if I can get it in focus. Here. What I'm finding is that this casing here is only held on with this one screw, or nut rather, and what happens after vibrating a little bit, it loosens and it twists, and as it twists, the chain, it knocks off the chain, and this is getting rather chewed up now, as you can probably see if I bring it round there. It's also chewed up round here, and it doesn't matter how tight I get this nut, I cannot prevent the chain from frequently coming off and this spinning round and just basically wanting to destroy itself. So I'm going to try and attempt to do something similar to what's on the Stihl chainsaws, and that is to have a second nut here, or there or thereabouts, to prevent this shield from moving.
Looking at this, on reflection, it might be best to, if I approach this in a slightly different way. I think if I try and get that as the second anchor point, because this spins, because this spins, I'm going to have some kind of bearing on the outer part of the shield that I'm going to build. And I think having a bearing on the outer side so that this can spin is going to prove quite difficult and problematic, and probably more complicated than it needs to be. But the thing which I've got to be careful of is this little hole here, because that, if I just take this off for a second, oops, take that off to begin with. If I take this off, this is where the oil comes through, and you can see that it comes through here into a little channel, and when the chain is over it, it feeds the chain with lubricating oil. So whatever I do, I've got to cover this hole up here from this side, otherwise I'm just going to get oil spurting out all over the place. Yeah, I think on reflection I'm going to approach this in a slightly different way. What I'm going to do is I've got a bit of, off another project, a bit of aluminium, and what I think I might be able to do is put that over the hole there. I can cut a little bit or shape it in such a way that this bit will cover that hole. Bring it over here, so that it's protecting that or covering that, and then actually use this part of the shaft as the as a locking point. So if you imagine, I don't know if you can see this, but if you can imagine that if that's got a sort of half moon cut out of it there, then that should be able to fit round the shaft there to stop it moving, and that would be my second anchor point there rather than there. I think that will help. Well, I'll give it a go anyway, and we'll see what happens, see what the result is. Let's see how it goes. It might be a disaster, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay, I've changed my mind again. I'm not going to do this out of aluminium in the end, because I've got some very tight bends, and I don't have a bending machine at all. And past experience, if you try and bend aluminium without a really decent heat on it, it tends to break along or gets very weak along the joints. Because it's only a small piece that I'm fabricating, I'm actually going to make this out of steel. So I'm going to have a bit of steel coming over the top here and going down. Same principle, but instead of aluminium, I'm going to use steel instead.
Well, if you've reached this far of the video, thank you very much. And as always, if you've got any ideas on how I can improve the techniques that I've shown in this video, then please put them in the comments below, as I'll be very grateful. I'm always trying to improve what I do, and I'm never going to learn until I make mistakes and other people tell me how I can do things better. So till the next video, thank you very much for watching this one, and we'll see you soon. Well, if you've reached this far of the video, then well done and thank you very much for watching. As always, if you've got any ideas on how I can improve the techniques that you've seen in the video, then please put them in the comments below, as I'll be very grateful to improve whatever I do. Okay, until the next video. Cheers for now.